Okay, so we got a viewer feature here today. Looked like he had some pretty cool work on him. Hoping there's going to be enough here to chew on, so let's get into this thing.
Cool. So this one's from Richard. Says, hi, huge fan of the YouTube channel. Here's some of my work. The throat needs one more session. The left arm needs one more session to finish it, and eventually plan to laser the roses and cover them. End goal is to put together a bodysuit, possibly. Alright.
I mean, if you have this much done already...
Yeah, do the bodysuit.
I would say the bodysuit is on the table for sure. So, he's lasering which arm? This one? Or both arms? Which one needs the work? Laser the roses and cover them. Okay, where are the roses? I'm trying to find the roses here. Which sleeve? Which tattoo here? Are they on the arm? I'm trying to find the rose. Oh, the rose is on his neck. Okay, like the... Yeah.
I really like the orange and yellow color palette of the majority of what he has going on right now.
Yeah, the motif is good.
Yeah.
Nice and on point. The neck, I think, if you want my opinion, the neck is more than one session away.
Yeah, I think it's a couple too.
You know, it's funny to me, like, all of the color that's done in here is decent, but, like, if you were to put any of this color on me, you wouldn't see any of it. So, like, people always think that they're pretty much done because they have, like, one session of color in them.
Yeah, I think a second pass is always good for color.
I think all of this color would be upgraded by a second pass. Literally everything in this sleeve, everything in this bodysuit so far could use another pass to look better. People are always in such a hurry to get to the end of these things, right?
No, it hurts.
Yeah, but like...
And it's expensive.
Yes, but it's your body and you only have one of them.
Yeah, I know, but that's like human being logic, right?
I mean, yeah, I think laser is probably the right move here, maybe, because you don't want to necessarily just black out a piece of your neck / traps. It would make everything around it hard to do anything with. And what's there is pretty, like, it's pretty there, right? Let's get a close-up of this here. So those roses are just too small. Right?
Yeah, and I think like someone will be able to get rid of them. Like, I don't know if it'll be a perfect laser session, but
it won't be one. It will be several.
Yeah.
But there's nothing too hard and defined in there. The reason why I said I think he's farther than one session away on the neck though is because, like, I can see where they're gonna go into those teeth and they're gonna build some darker shades in there and that, but like that green isn't solid enough, I don't think. Right?
Well, and the skin on your neck is like, it's kind of strange. Like, it inflames really quick, and like I've only done like little tattoos on necks so far, but I find more often than not the neck bleeds a little bit more, and it tends to push out the ink.
Well,
more
it's
like
also hard stretch.
Yeah.
Right, like, and it's like if you're not getting a good stretch easily, nothing is going to be very solid.
Yeah, it's just fussy.
Like, my neck was blacked out 3 times. Right, that's pretty typical. I've seen some neck blackouts only done once, and especially if they never, like, if they don't do the second pass right away or anything like that, all of the little inconsistencies start to show up. And like, when I get a close-up on all this color here, it does look reasonably solid, but it's thin looking. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't look packed. Like,
yeah.
and none of the color looks like it's maximum in there, right? Like, it all looks like it could be stronger and bolder than it is. And there are parts where you can see what the British idiom for this is called holidays, right? So holidays are spots in the color that
you
are
took
negative,
a holiday,
right? I know it's such a stupid term, but like, people would slag my old black work if you could see any like little nick in it. They would say, oh, a lot of holidays in there. It's like, in color it's more forgiven, because especially like when you're doing yellows and oranges and stuff, because they're a little closer to the skin tone than black would be. But like, I can see holidays all through the color. and that would drive me up the fucking wall.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why it is, like, especially we're not doing anything too complicated here in terms of like technique, why it's hard to tell the client that you should really let me touch up all this color. Because like the guy who did it did a pretty good job. And
Yeah, I think this is a cool looking tattoo.
I like the imagery a lot, right? Like I like that they put the whole thing together on the chest. Like that's the size that should be, and I could easily see them creating more from there, right? Like I think you create the body of whatever this head is attached to. I just think that everything in here could be more striking with a little more effort. And that green on the neck really does, like, that whole thing needs to go again. The green is weaker than the orange is. And I think it's because it has a similar level of saturation to the orange and yellow. It's just that because there's less dynamic color play going on there. And especially with all the negative space around the orange currently and the black and the chest piece, it does more to pop that orange off. Whereas the green, and now when you do, you put darker around it. I hope they go quite dark on the neck, by the way, because there isn't anything else very dark.
Yeah, and I think darkness would look really good on the neck there.
If they made that like almost like a Masakrov level of like dark with color.
I agree.
Right, that would pop that green. But the green is not as solid as it could be. It just isn't.
I think anywhere that they could like punch some more black into this too, like even the cloak of this Grim Reaper on the side here, even if they put like some more solid black in there, I think it'll help push forward the brightness of those colors too.
The Grim Reaper looks like it's kind of old, but at the same time, like that's not necessarily an excuse
throw
for it.
some real good solid black in the darkest parts of the cloak there.
This sleeve has a cool look to it, but it's very odd. This samurai skeleton thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what that like vanishing green portrait is on the inner bicep, but like it looks good on him because he's jacked.
Yeah.
Like this guy's got a great physique.
Right?
I had to take a minute.
I was going to say that at first too, and then I was like, nah.
The traps are super defined.
Yeah.
And like, it's kind of hard, like when you have a body that's this good to make tattoos look terrible.
Ah, yeah.
You know, like it does a disservice though. Like if these were all of the same quality as what he has on his chest, it would be better. I think his chest is the shining moment of this sleeve.
Yeah.
I think the Grim Reaper or the body suit so far, I think the Grim Reaper on the neck is a cool idea, but it's really hard to see it from anywhere but the side view, and the scythe is really tucked in there and there's not a whole lot of room to breathe. Better if he's gone this far onto his neck, I think I probably would have brought the scythe up over the ear.
Yeah, that could have looked really cool.
Or even like onto the front of his head, like the front of his face from his head. Like
face tattoos are becoming more accepted.
it's also just a matter of fact that like if you have your neck tattooed, your head and your face, especially that high up, your head and your face isn't that far to go. And most of that could be hidden under the hair if you were really that concerned about hiding it anyway. But if you've put it up that far onto it's on his head. Let's be real. It's on his head already. I think that Grim Reaper would have more room to breathe brought up. But we're past that now, obviously. It's just he's a little blurry in there. We close up on him. It's all a little muddled. I would probably get some lining into that, try and define some edging and the teeth and around the shape of his skull and things like this. There's a lot of work to be done here. Like there's a lot that, like a lot of times, like, so because I'm always ironing out everything in my suit, right?
Always.
Like, and I will see the error far before anyone else does, right? It's like these spider eyes were hiding a bit too much. So my mind is thinking about how can I make those stand out?
Yeah, and they're screaming at me again. And then you also have like a new piece from today.
Yeah,
that like
definition.
It's like screaming at me right now, and you can see like just a little blip of it on the screen there. It's like pretty crazy.
Yeah, but that's fresh, and that'll fade back quite a bit, as we already know. But these aren't over black. Like nothing in here, like nothing in here is hard to define. Like I'm talking about defining things that are over multiple layers of bodysuits already, right?
Right.
I don't want any lack of clarity in my work. And so when I see lack of clarity in work that was done over negative space, that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be having those problems in stuff that's done over negative space. Like that Reaper's skull should be very easy to read. I shouldn't have to close up like this. We should be seeing it
From
for what
over
it is.
here, yeah.
Right, so this stuff here is cool though. I like this inner bicep.
Yeah,
or
and again,
inner bicep,
really cool
inner forearm.
color palette again.
I don't necessarily know what the reference image is, if it even is anything.
Yeah, some sort of scully, monstery, zombie critters. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is. It's fucking cool. So this is as good as the chest.
That I honestly think that the chest could use a little more black, but I
Oh, of
think that
course.
it'll get it when they add to the bodysuit as a whole. I think that sleeve has a good black balance for me with the amount of color and black that it has.
Well, if they're not going to put heavy black into the chest piece, then they need to put it around the chest piece.
Yeah, I just think it could use
But
the
like
black
if they
will help, I think, push that yellow.
if they do the lower like abdominal area of this and the stomach and all that with like dark blues and dark purples and stuff, the orange lives clearer, you know, like you got to bring some contrast into the stomach. If you don't go heavy black, go darker colors. I'm a big fan of the fact that this guy is so into color. So many people aren't.
Yeah.
Like so many people, it's like, this is going to sound crude, but it's like you can feel them drying up when you mention color.
Oh,
Like even cover-ups and stuff.
A human being
It's
the
fucking-
other day talking about cover-ups, and they were
Yeah,
just so opposed.
She was being turned off,
so opposed by the idea of color, and
trying to get a different answer from someone else.
using color would have made the cover-up so much easier.
Yes,
that
she
they
didn't
were
wanna hear it.
requesting, right? But whatever.
She just wanted to hear it can be done with black and gray.
And it was everybody reacts to red ink. Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily going to mean you're going to
Yeah,
react to red
it's
ink.
just-
We don't have to use red ink on you.
I don't know why people are so they're so drawn to black and gray, and for me I find it to be the most boring thing, and also it has the least readability to it. Like this is all more readable than it would be if it was in grayscale. Like the minute if you take this and you put it in black and white, nothing is standing apart.
Right.
So to me it's like, I like that he's in color. I would like if he kept going with color options. So I hope that he's planning on doing something colorful for the bottom part of that.
Yeah.
And also, someone who's really good with color, you won't need much laser, if any, to cover that
Yeah.
stuff on your trap there.
And I'm also hoping that you continue to send us some updates when you get further along. Like not every tiny little thing, but when it feels like it's coming together more and more. I'd like to see the progress of this one.
Yeah, I'm keen to see some more of this. I think you should go dark on the neck and dark on the lower area of your torso here as well.
Don't be afraid to run over your nipples.
Or your armpits.
Yeah.
Stop protecting those things. They're not that bad.
And I
I just
mean,
had my nipples done for the 8th time, and let me tell you, it was nothing.
yeah, I think this guy's obviously pretty tough. He's got some spots that are really spicy. Like the chest itself is really spicy.
You know what? I'm not a good one to talk to about that because
Oh.
I like having my chest
I know
tattooed.
you do.
I find I've had 4 sessions in the last week. The stuff we did on my chest was the easiest.
Yep.
And that's easier than the arm, even, I
A
find.
lot of guys find the chest to be excruciating, though. So.
I got nothing on that. I've had my chest tattooed over 40 times at this point, and like if you told me that I could get the rest of my body done at the pain level of a chest tattoo, I could do it every fucking day.
Right.
I could do it every day, 5-6 hours a day at that rate.